So in today's video, I got you guys with the updated top 5 meta loadouts in Warzone. There's been a few updates lately. We had the Season 3 update and the new weapon balancing update a couple of days ago. So I figured it was a good time to give you guys my updated top 5 meta loadouts. And before we get into that, I want to shout out these 3 people for commenting on my last video. If you guys would ever want to shout out in a future video, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button and go down below and comment your opinions of the video. Like I said, I got the top 5 meta loadouts after the new update for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and get into that. Peace. So the first meta loadout that I have for you guys is going to be the STG and the WELGUN from Vanguard. The STG got a pretty decent buff in the new update, bringing it back up in the AR meta. The STG also has great mobility for an assault rifle and a super fast time to kill of about 600 milliseconds. The WELGUN also received a buff in the new update, bringing it back up in the SMG category. I've always loved the WELGUN for the mobility it has and the super low recoil it has, making it easy to hit your shots. I would highly recommend you guys throw the STG and WELGUN back in your rotation if you aren't already. These guns are definitely going to be in the meta after update, and I would highly recommend using them. And guys, I just want to let you know that you do not have to use my specific loadouts. You can mix and match guns from the video however you guys want. These are just the loadouts I'm using for the current meta. So for my updated STG setup, this is going to be what I'm using for the current meta. Feel free to pause the video and screenshot these attachments, but this is going to be the STG you should be using after the update. Next up, we have the WELGUN setup I'm using in the gameplay. This is going to be the new build. The only difference in the new WELGUN is going to be the short barrel over the shrouded. In the new update, they nerfed the shrouded barrel a little bit, so now the short barrel is going to be better. And the next difference is going to be the hand stop. Before we use the skeletal, now we're going to be using the hand stop for the recoil control and accuracy. So that is going to be my updated WELGUN and STG setup. And now I'm going to go ahead and get into the next loadout for you guys. So for the second meta loadout, we've got the Cold War AK and the OWEN gun from Vanguard. The Cold War AK is still one of the best ARs in the game. It has very little recoil and does a lot of damage from far away. For a long range AR, the Cold War AK is going to be one of your best options. The Cold War AK has about a 600 millisecond time to kill, and the mobility on it is honestly really good for an assault rifle. I would highly recommend you guys try this out. They tried to nerf it a little bit in the update, but it didn't really do anything. It's still a very good AR for you guys to use. And for the OWEN gun, you guys probably know this has been a meta SMG for a while now. They actually tried to nerf the OWEN gun in the new update by nerfing the precision barrel and the rapid barrel. So now the best setup for the OWEN gun is just going to be no barrel at all. With no barrel on your OWEN gun, you're still getting around a 400 millisecond time to kill, and the 60 round mag just makes it a no-brainer for rebirth. I don't really see the OWEN gun going anywhere anytime soon. It's definitely still in the meta, and I highly recommend keeping this gun in your loadout. Again, guys, like I said before, you don't have to run my exact loadouts, but if you guys want to mix and match whatever you have the most fun with, that's what I recommend. So for my AK-47 build, this is going to be what I'm using. A few days ago, they tried to nerf the AK in the new update, but honestly, I don't think it did really anything. The AK is still one of the best ARs in the game. I would say it's a top 3 AR in Warzone right now. This is going to be the way I'm building it for the current meta. And for my OWEN gun setup, the only difference between the old OWEN gun and the new OWEN gun is we're going to take off the barrel because they actually nerfed the rapid barrel and the precision barrel in the new update. So the best option is going to be no barrel. Everything else is kind of the same. We got the polymer grip, acrobatic, quick for the movement speed. And that is going to be my setup for the second meta loadout. I'm going to go ahead and get into the next one for you guys now. So for our third meta loadout, we've got the Cold War C58 with the STEN from Vanguard. The Cold War C58 is still a top tier assault rifle you guys should definitely be using. It has just above a 600 millisecond time to kill, which is slightly faster than the STG. The C58 is definitely still in the AR meta, and I would highly suggest you guys use this if you haven't used it in a while. And as for the STEN, I honestly think this is the most underrated SMG in Warzone. I'm just going to let this clip play, and I'll show you guys the loadout after. Oh my god. So for our third meta loadout, we had the C58 and STEN, and this is going to be the C58 build on the screen. We've got Agency Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Axial Arms 3X Scope, Field Agent Grip, and 45 round drum. The C58 really didn't get touched in the update, and it's still one of the best ARs in Warzone. Secondary on this class, we had the STEN. Honestly, the STEN is one of the most underrated SMGs in the game right now. The only downfall to the STEN is the 36-round mag, but other than that, it has great mobility and a really fast TTK. So this is going to be the STEN loadout you guys should use for the current meta, and I'm going to go ahead and get into the next loadout for you guys now. So for our fourth meta loadout, we've got the XM4 from Cold War and the MP40 from Vanguard. The XM4 has been a meta assault rifle for a while now, and that hasn't changed. The XM4 is great because it has a 60-round magazine, which is very good for quads and trios, and it has really good damage at a long distance. The XM4 has about a 600 millisecond time to kill, which makes it almost the exact same time to kill as the STG. The secondary on this class is going to be the Vanguard MP40. The Vanguard MP40 has been a meta SMG for a while now. You guys probably already knew that, but they've tried to nerf it in a few recent updates, but I still think it's one of the best SMGs in the game. Overall, the damage on the MP40 is ridiculous, and it's one of the most mobile guns in the game. Overall, I'm the most comfortable with the MP40 out of all of the Vanguard SMGs. Let me know what you guys think, but with or without nerfs and buffs, I think the MP40 is going to be the best Vanguard SMG for a while. So for our fourth loadout, we had the XM4 and MP40, and the XM4 is still really good at long distance. This gun hits like a tank, and the 60-round mag you can put on the XM4 is really good for rebirth when you have to fight a lot of people at once. So this is going to be my XM4 build right here. We've got the agency suppressor, 13.7 Ranger barrel, axial arms 3x scope, field agent grip, and the 60-round mag, of course. So for the secondary on this class, we had the MP40. The only difference with the MP40 in the new update is you're going to want to rock the short barrel over the shrouded barrel. Again, the shrouded barrel did get nerfed in the new update. So this is going to be the new meta loadout for the MP40. As you guys know, the MP40 is one of the best SMGs in the game, and I really don't think they could nerf this gun even when they keep trying to over and over. So I would highly recommend throwing this in your loadouts. And I'm going to go ahead and get into the fifth and final meta loadout for you guys right now. So for our fifth and final meta loadout, I've got you guys with the Modern Warfare Kar 98 and the Cooper Carbine from Vanguard. These two guns go very well together because the Kar 98 did get a little bit of a nerf in the last update. You're not going to be one-shotting people across the map like you used to be able to with the Kar 98, but if someone is within a certain distance, it is still a one-shot, which is why I think it's still in the meta. And I'm just such a big fan of sniping on Warzone that I don't think I could ever put the Kar 98 down. And as for the Cooper Carbine, the secondary on this loadout, this is one of the best mid-range assault rifles in Warzone right now. The mobility on this gun makes it feel like an SMG, but the damage and range is like an assault rifle. The Cooper Carbine got a decent buff in the new update, which definitely brought it back in the meta. Like I said, it has basically no recoil. Like you can see, I'm just beaming these kids out of the sky, and the mobility on it makes it feel like an SMG. If you guys haven't used the Cooper Carbine, or if you haven't used it in a while, I highly recommend putting it back in your rotation after the buff. It definitely brought this gun back up into the meta and made it a lot more fun to use. So before we get into the last loadout, I want to make sure you guys are all following my Twitch, man, over at twitch.tv/sway. All of my YouTube videos come from my stream, so if you guys enjoy my gameplay and you enjoy these videos, go drop a follow. Come say what's up in the chat. I would really love to see you guys over on Twitch. So I know the Kar 98 got a little bit of a nerf in the last update, but personally, I still really enjoy using the Kar. If you're an aggressive sniper like me, you would really like this class, and I highly suggest you guys keep running the Kar. So for the build, you're going to want the 27.6 barrel, tac laser, sniper scope, precision comb, and sleight of hand. And for the secondary, we're using the Cooper Carbine, and this is going to be the meta loadout for the Cooper. The Cooper got a pretty decent buff in the last update, and I would highly recommend you guys throw it back in your rotation, especially for a sniper support. This is a really fun gun to use, and the 60-round drums is really good for rebirth when you're fighting a lot of people. So that is going to be the final loadout for today's video, man. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. I would really appreciate that as well. And I will see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.